Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry, I am a little late jumping in for my Wednesday afternoon Facebook Live. Normally I'm on here about 2 p.m. and I think I'm about 2:15. A few struggles today, but no big deal, but I'm here. I have a fairly quick project for you today featuring the Pretty Perennials stamp set. And I'm bringing in some of the Love You Always Designer Series paper for an accent, a little bit of a classy birthday card for you. So if you are ready, let's just switch cameras here and jump in to our project. So here's the card that I'm going to show you how I made today. I've made this a few different times with different papers, but I really thought this was quite pretty. A little bit of gold embossing on here, a little bit of texture, and of course the gilding or the foiling in the Specialty Designer Series paper. So let's get busy and put this together. So in our kit, my sample will stand up. I have for you, I have a Blushing Bride base that measures 8.5 by 5.5. And it's scored at 4.25. So I'm just going to burnish that really good. And I have a basic black piece that is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. It's going to be my first matte layer. And I have a piece of 4 by 5.25 piece of crumb cake that I have embossed with the painted textures and 3D embossing folder. So that's going to layer like this. Really quite simple. That was the only thing that I needed the Stampin' Cut and Die machine for, so I did it ahead of time to save a little bit of time. So let's put those layers together. I have no ribbon to wrap around, so it won't be a step I miss there and have to go back and fix, which is always good. That Blushing Bride ribbon that has the gold fleck in it is absolutely stunning and will look beautiful with this card. So remember, we've got a really narrow border around here, and then we can put that right on our card base. And again, we'll have another very narrow border. I have 2 strips of the Specialty Designer Series paper here. The one that's the crumb cake with the champagne foil in it measures 2 inches by 4 3/4. And then a piece of the Blushing Bride, and I think it's copper. I'm not 100% sure. It kind of looks like copper. It measures 2 inches by 4 inches. And I'm going to bring in our triple banner punch, which is one of the ones that's retiring. So that retiring list is out. I've shared it with many of you. If you don't have it and you would like it, drop me a line. That sale is until May 3rd or while supplies last. A few things have sold out already, not everything, but a few things have. So if there's anything that you've got your eye on, I strongly recommend you place your order as soon as possible. Why am I not seeing comments? I'm not happy here. What's going on? Because I got an ad. Oh, hello, Mary Liz. Ad popped up and I couldn't see my comments, but now we're good. All right. So I punched both of those at the bottom with the triple banner punch that makes them slightly, I don't know, about 1/2 inch by the time they're punched. Well, it was 3/4 of an inch difference, but that's what it looks like to me. Anyway, I'm just going to layer these on staggered on my card front. And I just left, I don't know, about 1/4 of an inch at the top and 1/2 inch or so on the left-hand side. And then I'm going to put the Blushing Bride one on. And I'm going to stagger that so that the space here and here is close with about a 1/2 inch exposed on the left-hand side of the crumb cake piece, or Sahara sand, I guess it is, not crumb cake. So that's basically the front of the card, except for preparing our greeting. So I have a piece of 1 3/4 by 3 1/4 piece of white cardstock that we're going to stamp on. Keyboard here that's going to go flying. So I'm just going to bring in my foam mat because this is a photopolymer stamp, and my Memento ink. I'm going to ink this up really good. Try to ink this up. And I'm going to put it towards the left and towards the top of that piece of cardstock. Just hold for a moment to let the ink transfer. There we go. Nice crisp image. Let's give that a second to dry because we're going to do a little bit of heat embossing. Just give it a quick squirt. Hot air. Just don't want my embossing powder to stick to my happy. I have this little stamp that says birthday. Bring my Versamark. Try not to get my head in the camera here. And my gold embossing powder. Okay, this in here. I'll just quickly emboss that. There we go. And we're just going to glue that on there. This black matte piece is 2 by 3 1/2. And I'm going to add that to my project with dimensionals. And I'm out of the big ones, so I'm using up my little ones. Oops. And I'm going to center that on my card base over top of those 2 banners that we added initially. And then I have these elegant faceted gems. So you've got clear and white and petal pink. So because we have the petal pink, the blushing bride is pretty close. I'm going to add these petal pink, the smaller ones. So I've got one down here, and one here. Let's do a big one, and we'll put it over here on the Sahara sand so it'll show up a little bit. And then all we have left is the inside of our card. So I've got a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of white, and I cut a strip 3/4 of an inch wide. Now this of the designer series paper, the blushing bride paper, and I'm just going to add that to the bottom, the inside of my card, over the edge a little bit there. And you could add whatever birthday greeting or leave it blank and fill in. A lot of times I like to leave them blank until I'm ready to give them to somebody, because what I put inside may depend on who I'm giving it to. I like to have some on hand just in case. And that's going to go on the inside just like that. And then I have this other strip that's about 6 inches by 3/4 of an inch that I'm going to put on the front of the envelope. Thank you, Mary Liz. I just find, after all these years of making ridiculously elegant cards, I'm finding a way to make them elegant without as much work. And that works for me. Let's trim that off. So there's that one. Now I've made a couple others. I was experimenting. So I did one with the Ornate Garden and Mint Macaron. So it's the Mint Ornate Garden Designer Series paper. And then I have a piece of gold foil that I put through that Painted Textures embossing folder. And then I have another one that I did a little bit ago during celebration, because I used one of the celebration papers, and I used the subtle embossing folder on the background here. And that's another one that's retiring. The Painted Textures is not, yay. But yes, the subtle one is. So there's the same card, 3 different papers, totally different look. So I said it was going to be quick. I think I was about 15 minutes, maybe 17 minutes. Really appreciate you checking this out. If there's anything I can help you with for product, please drop me an email or check out my online store. Make sure you use the host code on the screen. And if your order is $60 or more, you'll get a little something from me in the mail. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. My VIP group tomorrow night at 7:30. If you're not a member of my VIPs, please request to join. It's Parkland Stampers VIPs. You just have to request. I will approve anybody that requests to join. Thanks so much. Have an awesome day.